Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Sharpley, as the deputy and then the acting IG, did you read the Senate Intelligence Committee's full report on the CIA's torture and interrogation techniques?
Senator, no, I didn't.
Why not?
I had no opportunity to read it. The report was placed in a classified information system within the Office of Inspector General, and very shortly thereafter deleted from that system. And then the disk we thought was shredded. It was not. It had been misplaced.
It seems to me that it's awfully hard to learn the potential lessons of that report if it wasn't consumed and read and processed in your office.
Senator, I have had the opportunity to read the unclassified.
Most of us
Executive.
have read the executive.
Yes.
However, there were certainly chapters that dealt specifically with the operations of the IG's office that it seems to me would have been something you'd want to be able to process to make sure that if mistakes were made, they weren't made again. Did you consider that before returning the report?
Yes, Senator, again, my decision to return the report is not a reflection of the value that I place on the report.
Did you consider reading the report before returning the report so that you could do your job more effectively?
No, I did not.
Why not?
I did not have an opportunity to sit down and read the report because at the time, with the timeline, the time we found the report, the request right around that same time had come in requesting the report be returned. And
But you returned it based on your own independent judgment, so you could have taken the time to read the report and then returned the report.
I could have, sir, yes.
But you chose not to.
I chose not to, given the time at hand.
You said that it was your independent judgment to return the report. Walk us through that. That doesn't give us a lot of detail. What was your thinking, and what was your legal basis for why you decided that?
I conducted no legal basis, Senator. I'm not an attorney, and I did not look at it. It was very straightforward. From my standpoint, the conclusion of the litigation determined that the report was a congressional document, and the chair of the committee that produced the report requested that I return it. I made the independent judgment to return it.
Did the vice chair request that you return it, or just the chair?
I don't recall what the letter said or what the request was.
Did you think through the implications of what that might mean for future reports?
I don't recall beyond what I've already testified to.
Could you see how people would be concerned that a decision in this case might set a precedent for future cases?
I can understand the concern, yes.
So with regard to the report itself and the loss and then finally finding that report once again, the story that it had been shredded, which turned out not to be the case, you said it was testified to by a former employee that it was essentially a guess. That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in how something as important as this document, as important as this report to the IG's operation would be handled within the office. Can you speak to how you've addressed that in subsequent for subsequent media?
Yes, Senator, I'd be pleased to. The individual who is responsible for handling the disk is the individual who said they shredded it. When we found that disk and went back to speak with that individual, he was no longer an employee of ours or the CIA, he shrugged his shoulders and said, it was a guess. I don't actually remember seeing it being shredded. I just had a stack of media and thought that I shredded it.
I can see how an employee would, who had a stack of media on their desk would have that reaction. I'm just thinking that something as important as this maybe should have required a higher level of attention.
Yes, sir. So the changes that I referred to when we were talking about this earlier changes I referred to is that I've put in place that there must be a supervisory level approval before any media is shredded. So that way, if other instructions have come out and for some reason it misses the IT administrator in the future, there will be a quality assurance, if you will, in place to review and authorize the shred. And that way we'll avoid something like this happening in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.